Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 80 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on doing at least 2 things every day I don't want to do just because I know it'd be good for me. So yay for day 80 and yay for only 20 days left to go. So it's been more than 20 days since my last video and I could totally be done with these videos if I hadn't stopped. But I do what I always do and I stop. I think I get close to the finish line of something and then I kind of get freaked out about what the next thing is going to be. And I had a lot of ideas of things that I could do next, and I started freaking out about them even though I haven't got that far yet. And then I just had some health issues and some other things, and I just stopped making my videos. And then I got depressed and disappointed in myself and discouraged because I stopped making my videos. And then I felt embarrassed, like I can't start my videos again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've done this so many times where I've stopped and started and finally finished them. So I am finally getting to the point where I'm willing to finish my videos. So today I did not want to get out of bed to go to work, but I did. I did not want to make a video. This is my second video I'm making today, which I did not want to do. And I am packing to go stay at my parents' house for a couple of days. I don't even know how many days. I didn't even figure that out before I said, okay, sure. Also, I don't want to pack, but I don't mind going to my parents' house because then I can do my laundry over there. And since my place only has a washer and I have to hang dry everything, and theirs has a dryer, I can just do that. And I don't have to fight with the washer for all the other people that are using it at my house. I can just use theirs. So there are perks to going and doing, but I just didn't want to have to go through the process of packing. Didn't want to have to go to work today, so didn't want to have to make videos either. But I just feel like I've put this off for so long and I keep putting it off, and eventually I'm going to run out of excuses to put it off, or I'm just going to stop doing it. But I feel like I just need to do something to feel better, emotionally feel better, because maybe if I can emotionally feel better, I might start physically feeling better. And even if I don't physically feel better, I think just emotionally feeling better makes it easier to deal with the physical issues that I've been having. So I am trying to make videos again, and hopefully it will be something that I continue to do. So like I said, that's about all the things that I've done today, because I've just been trying to avoid doing things, and there's lots of other things that I need to do that I am not doing. So I am grateful that I'm at least willing to make videos today and packing, and that I went to work today. So all good things. I know they're all good things because I need to go to work so I can keep my job so that I can pay my bills, and I need to pack so that I can go do my laundry at my parents' house and stay there for a few days and eat their food and not have to worry about food for a few days, which would be nice. And so lots of positive things out of doing the things I don't want to do, just not wanting to do them, and hopefully also emotionally feeling a little bit better about myself by making these videos, which will hopefully help with some of my physical anxieties, because I do know that when I'm anxious and nervous, it does add to the issues that I'm having. It doesn't mean that the issues are just going to go away, but again, it helps to have a positive spin on things. It helps to focus on the positive, and just feeling better emotionally about myself makes me feel better physically about myself. So that's on the positive side. Plus, another thing, not related to doing things I don't want to do, but having lunch today, and one of my coworkers was asking me about my book because I mentioned it. So I was like, yes, about my book. So my book, Lanoya and the Teachers of Powers, will be coming out. I believe the tentative published date as of right now is August 14th. Final edits have already gone to my publisher. We've been going back and forth with emails on symbols and things for the design for the book. And it's mostly designs, things she's going to put in the front of the book. She said where a map would go. If I can figure out how to get a map done, I can send it to her, but I haven't worked on a map. I looked at something, I could probably send her something, but I want to make sure that it correlates with the next book so I don't have to make all the changes in the next book, because I already figured out where everything is in the next book, so I have to look at where everything is in the next book so that I can do a map for this one. And if I don't get a map for this one, she said it's fine because it's not that big of a deal, but it would be helpful. So, and a map can be inserted at any time. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the book when it first comes out. So hopefully I will get a map done, but if not, it'll get done eventually, probably for the next book, and then it'll just get inserted to all books subsequently after that. And of course, the map will continue to grow and enhance and change as as the series grows and changes, because I will have to make up more cities and places and whatever as I'm doing it. So it'll be interesting. Anyway, that's just a random side note. That my book, Lanoya and the Teachers of Powers, is coming out, so I'm excited. I don't know I don't know how all of this works. This is my first book to be published, and I am working with a publisher that's doing it for me. So she's, like I said, right now she's doing all of the formatting and the final touches and putting together all of the designs and things like that. Like the book cover is already designed, so that part I think is done. It's just a matter of formatting. And I sent her some ideas for designs, and so she's sending me back her version of them so I can say yes or no. So we're playing a back and forth game with all of that. So I am excited about that. I don't really like doing that because really the drawings that she's sending back, some of them look similar to what I drew, and some of them aren't as abstract as I want them to be. But then again, I don't think my brain is as abstract as I think that it is. So initially the symbols are just meant to be ideas that someone can create their own. So I wasn't trying to have like set in stone symbols, even though there are symbols set in stones in my book. So kind of a play on words there unintentionally. But I did draw some just so I'd have like a vague idea as to what I was doing and put them in orders and all of things like that. So she's taking them and she's just going to put them in the print version. She said she won't be able to put them in the ebook version, but in the print version, they'll just be on the, at the beginning, like for the little design at the beginning of each chapter. So each chapter will have a little heading and whatever, and then it'll have like a little design on it, which I think will be kind of cool. And then at the beginning, at the front of the book, which I'm sure will be in the e-version, should be in the e-version, there will be like just the print of all of the designs, like a circle with all the designs in them, so everyone can see the designs. So that'll be cool. But again, the designs that she's making, there, like I did some crude drawings, and then she did some like kind of not really cartoon, I don't know how you put them, like they're like the old 80s 90s banner version type pictures is kind of what they look like to me. So they're, they're something you can sort of figure out what they are, but it doesn't necessarily, they're close to what I drew. It's just not exactly what I would have pictured for something, but they look really cool, and she obviously put a lot of time and effort into doing them. So I'm excited about that. Anyway, so that is where I am at today with my book coming out. Just trying to be excited instead of nervous, because I think there's a part of me that's also just very apprehensive about the whole thing and going, I can't believe I actually did this, and I can't believe my book is actually getting published, and I don't want to be telling everybody about it because it freaks me out. So it does, like I've just really quiet and not talking about it. And I think this last month, a couple weeks ago, I had my writing group meeting, and I'd mentioned to my writing group back in April when I got a publisher that I had a publisher, and I'd put it on our Facebook page, but I guess people forgot because it's been a couple of months and there was a bunch of other stuff going on, so it's like they didn't really pay attention. So this time they're like, anybody have any news? And I kind of like went second or third, and I was like, well, because the writing conference is coming up in September, and they're like, who's going? And I'm like, I'm going. I'm like, I haven't been in a long time, so we're talking about all that stuff. And they're like, any news? And I'm like, well, my book will be published by then, and I've signed up to put my book in the bookstore at the writing conference, where there will be like, I don't know, a couple hundred other authors that will be there. I don't know how big it's going to be, but I think it's open to like 200 or 300 or more. I don't know. But anyway, it'll be in the bookstore. I don't know how many copies as of yet. I haven't sorted out all of the logistics yet. So, but they're all looking at me like, just little Miss Humble. Like, and when I said there was news, like the president was like, when I said that, does anybody have any news? And I was like, you didn't think to say anything? It's like, oh my gosh, look at you. You're just all so quiet over there. I was like, I told everybody I had a publisher. I told everybody I was working on this. And they're like, and I missed last month's meeting. I only missed one meeting, but apparently they're like, oh, we missed you so much. And I was like, I really haven't even shared anything for the last 2 or 3 months because I've just been stressing about my book that's going out, and there's no point in sharing on it when I'm working with a publisher and editor to do that. So I'm like, I just haven't had anything new that I've been working on. And they're like, well, no wonder you haven't shared anything. And I was like, yeah. So I did take something to share, and then I chose not to because it was just running late, and I didn't want to stay that late to go through my stuff. And I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Maybe next month. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting that they're all like acting like I'm being all humble about the fact that I'm getting a book published. And I was like, I don't know that I'm being humble about it, or modest about it, but probably more scared and nervous about it. Like, it just feels kind of surreal, and I'm torn between I want to tell everybody my book is coming out and I don't want to tell anybody, because then if I tell people, I feel like it's going to jinx it or it's going to ruin it. And there's that, I don't know, there's that part of me that does that self-sabotage thing, that when I do something or I'm going to do something, once I start telling everybody about it, then I feel like, oh, I can't do it anymore. I don't know why I do that, but it's like I start telling people about it and I just stop. I stop doing it. I stop working on it. I stop whatever it is. And I think part of that just goes back to my childhood, where anytime I would tell my biological mom I wanted to do something, she would talk me out of it. She would give me all the reasons why I couldn't do something, why I wouldn't enjoy it, why it was a bad idea, that nobody else was doing it, that we don't have the money for it, that I wouldn't like it because I don't like these other things. And so all the reasons why I can't. And so then I wouldn't do it, because she would basically talk me out of it. And then she'd be disappointed that I didn't follow through. And I was like, well, you didn't want me to do it. So I'm so confused. And it was that back and forth confusion thing. So as I got older, to avoid the conflict of that, like, I would make decisions. Like, when I chose to become a nanny when I was in college, I dropped out after 2 years. I had an associate's degree, and I just took a break because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to go to school for, but I knew it was important to get a degree, and I just took a break to become a nanny. And my biological mom freaked out, and she was calling me and having my grandma call me, and it's like totally second guessing and doubting my decision. And I did become a nanny, and I loved it. It was one of the best jobs I ever had, but it's just like I always feel like there's this constant, anytime I say I'm going to do something, there's this constant fight against it. And sometimes I just give in, or I just give up. And even though I don't have that, and I haven't had that with this book, I've had a whole lot of encouragement and support, and people excited about it and looking forward to reading my book when it comes out, and having people asking me when it's going to be published because they've beta read it and they want to see the like final version. And so like I've had a lot of that, and I'm not used to it. And I think that also kind of freaks me out, because I'm like, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to deal with people liking my stuff and liking my books and being supportive, because it's the complete opposite of what I grew up with. And so even though I love the attention and I love the support, I struggle to learn. I struggle to know how to deal with it. I struggle to know how to handle it. And so I still do that freaking out thing. And then I do that self-sabotage. So even though my biological mom's not around to tell me all the reasons I can't do it, or why it won't be good enough, or all those other things, my brain is perfectly capable of telling me all the reasons it's not going to be good enough, or that it's just passe, or it's okay, or that I just don't feel like I'm as excited about my book as everybody else is, so then there must be something wrong with me. And I don't think that there's necessarily something wrong with me. I think I'm just apprehensive and I'm nervous, and I'm torn between I want to get overly excited and expect it to be like such a great book and everybody's going to love it and I will make millions of dollars off of this book, which is so unrealistic and not going to happen, or it's going to be a total flop and nobody's going to buy it and everybody's going to hate my book and it's a total waste of my time. And these are the extremes that my brain does. And so if my book never gets published, I never have to find out which extreme it is. And it might not be an extreme. It might just be a few trickle of people that buy my books, just like a few trickle of people that watch my videos, and that's okay. Or it might be a lot of people that read my books, and if they like it, they'll share it with friends, and it'll kind of explode a little bit, and that might increase the people that are watching my videos, because the link to my YouTube channel will be in the back of the book about the author information. And so I'm just kind of a little bit nervous about more people watching my videos, which is probably another reason why I stopped making my videos, because these are things that I freak out about, because it's going in a step with direction of success and of things working out in my life, and it's positive and it's all good things, and I don't know how to deal with it. So I do what I've always done, and I shut down and I stop doing things. So I apologize for anyone that's been watching my videos and wondering why I haven't been making them for a while. So in part it's just because I've had a lot of health issues, and in part it's just because I'm freaking out about everything. And even though it's all positive things, I'm still freaking out about it because I don't know what to do with it. And I'm still waiting for it to just kind of blow up in my face, and so far it isn't. So I am torn between being super excited and super scared. So I'm not going out and advertising the fact that I'm publishing a book. I mean, I've mentioned it before, I've talked about it, but I feel like it's taken me years, like almost 5 years, to get this book published, and I've been talking about it forever. and it's finally happening, which is just weird because instead of just talking about it, I actually feel like I'm doing it, like I'm finally doing it. And so exciting, I'm finally doing it. My book is finally going to be published. So this is exciting. I think it's coming out in about 3 weeks. So August 14th, mark your calendar if you're interested. And it's called Lanoya and the Teachers of Powers. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'm doing things I don't want to do, but I know would be good for me. So if you like these videos, you can hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I hope you have a great day full of gratitude, and maybe find 1 or 2 things to do today that you don't want to do, but you know would be good for you.